So my name is Thibault Charlet. I'm working for the European Commission in Brussels. I'm very happy to be here today. This is actually my second time to the Startup Moldova Summit. I was here last year as well. And I have to say that I'm very impressed. From last year, it has gotten bigger. So this is very positive. I think this demonstrates that the ecosystem is growing. And I'm even more happy, actually, because last year I was in a panel speaking and announcing the launch of a new program, which is called EU4Innovation East. And this year, with this program, we have supported extensively the organization of the summit. So I think this is about delivering, and I would like to thank our partners for the program, which will be on stage with me, Expertise France and the French government. I have to say a big thank you and congratulations to Olga and all the team from Startup Moldova, because this is really impressive again. Before inviting the panelists to the stage, I just want to say a very few words on the context for this panel. I think you've seen this morning that we have talked a lot in the introduction about this economic growth plan for Moldova. This is a big investment plan that the European Commission has announced in October last year. This is the largest financial package that Moldova will get from the EU. It has a budget of 1.9 billion euro. So this is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to invest in the startup sector in Moldova. And the objective of the plan is to double the size of the economy in Moldova and to accelerate the integration of Moldova into the EU. And if we want to achieve this, we really need to rely on you, on the startups. We need to be innovative and disruptive. And I think this is why it's very important here to see so many participants, startup founders, investors. I think you are really the engine that will drive the growth of Moldova's economy for the next years. And from the European Union side, we are very happy to support you in that sense. This morning we saw in the presentation that the ICT sector in Moldova is already a competitive advantage. 7% of Moldova's GDP growth. This is very good, but I think we can do even more. I think if we look at ecosystems like Estonia, around 1.4 billion citizens living in Estonia, and they have over 1,500 startups. In Moldova, we have, at least in the database, 150 startups, so this is 10 times less, but this gives us a very good objective to reach. So we need more startups. We need to encourage the talent to translate their ideas, their creativity into sustainable businesses. We need to invest in the right sectors, the verticals. We cannot have too many of them. It was very interesting to see that AI is maybe the most promising one, so important to take this into account. And finally, we need also to facilitate your access to the European market. And we, from the European Commission, are committed to helping the Moldovan ecosystem doing this. More startups, better verticals, more added value for the economy and reaching the European market. So this is why we have this panel today. We will be providing you a snapshot of what the European Union can provide to startups. And I'm very pleased to welcome on the stage our panelists, starting with Milda from the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. Please give her a big round. Can have a seat. Then we have Maria from the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. A big round of applause, please. And last but not least, Julien Schmitt from Expertise France, the EU4Innovation East program. All right, so we can get started now. Dear colleagues, thanks a lot for being with me in this panel. To start with, and to make it very interactive, I'd like to ask you to introduce yourself, but please do it in less than 1 minute, each of you. And then we will get back to real business. So first, Milda, the floor is yours.
So this is my pitch. I'm Milda, I'm Lithuanian, based in Warsaw, working in the agri-food sector for 20 years. And I'm looking for agri-tech, food tech startups who'd like to engage in our community and be part of our organization of EIT Food. Thanks, Milda. Over to you, Maria.
Hello everyone, I'm Maria Terentev. I'm representing European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. I'm part of SME Finance and Development Group, and I'm here today to present to you the EBRD Star Venture Program. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Julien?
Hi everybody, I'm Julien Schmitt. I work for Expertise France, and I'm the program director for EU4Innovation East. And maybe just one data, I created a company 15 years ago, a bit more actually, and in a sector that is quite relevant here, in the wine sector in Spain.
Very good. I think you are at the right place. Great. Let me move on to the first question for our panelists. What opportunities do you provide, or are you going to provide to the Moldovan startups? Over to you, Milda.
So EIT Food is part of European Institute of Technology. So we have 9 sectors covering. I'm representing agri-food. At EIT Food, we have a lot of programs supporting startups in different stages of development. We have a bunch of regional programs where we work on the idea stage. We have dedicated program for women entrepreneurship. We have dedicated program for agri-tech startups. I will mention to you 4 programs that I think are very relevant for you. So we have Seedbed Incubator, and we are providing startups with sub-grant for market validation, which is crucial when you are in the first stage of development. Then we have Food Accelerator, based in 6 locations over the Europe. Then we have thematic areas such as food for health or food for medicine, sustainable agriculture that actually we are opening in Warsaw, the fund in collaboration with EBRD this year. So this is a huge pilot for Central Eastern European Union, Eastern European countries. In Helsinki, we are working on circular economy. In Paris, we are working in the startups, bringing in the biotech, proteins diversifications, biostimulants as well, Munich, Haifa, Bilbao on packaging. So we have a huge network of startups coming to us, and we are able to connect them very early also with our corporates. At EIT Food, we are working with over 100 corporates based in Europe. And then the last program is for scale-ups, when we are pushing the most promising for agri-food sector, providing solution for the food system to the foreign markets. We are giving them visibility. The label of EIT Food, it's also the fast track for EIC funding. So this is very attractive for them because we are bringing them to main events in Europe. Also, we have our hub in Silicon Valley, but we are bringing them to our venture and corporate meeting. We are bringing them to Future Food Tech in London. So this gives you visibility and connection of partners. Most of the startups went this path with us at scale-up level. They are able to also work with our EIT Food partners or deliver part of Horizon programs. So they're able to boost this innovation and collaborate with research centers. We are doing also a lot with research institutions here, also in Western Balkans and Moldova, working with actually researchers so they could pitch their services to startups and do SMEs. Last week we opened the recruitment to fast track to market, which is relevant for all those startups or SMEs who have already generated the revenue. They have product on very late stage. They're ready to launch to the market, but they need the support. So we will finance your program up to 12 months that you could submit this proposal individually to us. This support is coming with programming the activity or reaching the market, but also you can reach the foreign market. We have very good examples from last year of the startups from Central Eastern Europe that were very successful. Some LAM, they come from Hungary and they have digital solution for the pest management. So they're able to very quickly monitor the fields, the crops, and also adapt the treatment, chemical treatment. This is also the money, they save the money. So they entered to our fast track last year, and with our support, after 12 months, they were able to enter to market in France, Germany, and now they are starting also quite successful in the United States through our hub in Silicon Valley.
Thanks a lot, Milda. Thank you very much. So just a follow-up question. If I'm a Moldovan startup specialized in agri-foods, how can I apply? What's on offer right now?
So the first step, visit our website because we have a lot of activities. And depending on which stage you are, you can also reach our regional offices. So we have established office in Warsaw covering this part of Europe, but also we have Impact Hub Bucharest, which is the close entry point for you, not far away from here. They're also organizing food hackathons and trainings for women entrepreneurs. This is like 1-to-1, 6 months training. If you're agri-tech, please check our activity test farms. We'll provide you with grants so you can test your solution in some other countries. We had very successful stories from Czech Republic. With very starting support from our side, €3,000, they were able to test the wedding machine in Poland. We brought Polish farmers, we brought sugar producers. It was kind of also education activity, dialogue with the first consumer farmer. The farmer were providing the feedback, okay, what has to be fixed? Those are like two engineers, son and father-in-law, which is very nice, the concept of the company. And they're using cameras feed by AI and also teaching machine to recognize the plant in different stage. And then very manual cutting knives. So those are two products that they're having. So we support them with the money. First round, 7,000, then 6,000 euros last year. And I think by the end of 2026, they will be able to generate the revenue of 6 million. So this is a huge success, also collaboration with the research institute and industry. Because EIT Food is about collaboration with this knowledge triangle, we so-called universities, research, and industries.
Thanks a lot, Milda. Very useful. Let's move on to Julien. You're the program director for the EU4Innovation East, this new program. Can you tell us more about it and how the Moldovan startups can benefit from it?
Yeah, so first of all, we are a regional initiative, so covering 5 countries, Ukraine, Moldova, Georgia, Armenia, and Azerbaijan, and we are focusing on 360 support for innovation ecosystem. So based on the diagnostic of the situation of each one of the countries, obviously we have a regional part of the approach, but we have a tailor-made national part of the approach too, and based on a very detailed diagnostic on the situation of each one of them, we propose the most suitable kind of support facing the main challenges this ecosystem we are facing. Several ones were quoted this morning. Fact to come from a small, beautiful, smart, but small country might also constitute a challenge at a certain point. So regional connections that we will foster on can be an interesting solution. Fact to face a global competition on capital access is also one kind of a challenge, and a better access to fund is also another interesting support we are providing. So we build up mainly the following the flow of everything, all the ingredients necessary for a startup to become successful. So I will quote Olga on that. I mean, talent, capital, market. So talent, first of all, supporting incubators, accelerators. They are very important ingredient for a startup to benefit from mentorship. For example, a lot of people are always saying, yeah, I mean, my success comes also from the experience brought by mentors, specific mentors in my entrepreneur life, made the difference. So providing support to incubators and accelerators in Moldova will be one of our duty. Once again, through different kind of mechanisms, capacity building, so supporting also mentors to be better and better, and to incubators to propose better and better services for the startups, to adapt and adjust these services along the way. We know that it's also evolving very fast. Tech and innovation is moving very fast, so the kind of support you need must evolve at the same rhythm. And that's what we are going to propose. But also, and I would come back on that on the capital, but providing grants for startup through incubators and accelerators. And I think that on the talent side, that's essential. Capital, so collaborating with investors, and more specifically, and we saw that for Moldova, but not only in the region, that's also a common challenge. Early stage is more risky, so early stage is not necessarily the place where most part of the investors are coming. We will more specifically support that step of the capital chain through grants mechanisms once again, but also supporting investors in developing their own talents. Because apart from startups and talented startups, you also need talented investors. It's part of the good pot when you're cooking a good innovation system. And maybe finally on the markets, promoting the ecosystem. I think that our support today to Startup Moldova, and once again I thank Olga and I thank you for this organization. I mean, is a very good symbol of the kind of support we may provide, because through Startup Summits, through Startups Moldova, are the startups themselves. I mean, this is the main purpose we have when providing this kind of support on our side.
Thanks a lot, Julien. So, a regional program targeting the very early stage startups, providing grants, providing incubation, mentorship activities, and connecting the dots in the ecosystem. I think that's very exciting. And if we move on to the very early stage, to a bit more mature companies, I think we are also very grateful to have Maria from EBRD. You are managing this Star Venture program. Can you tell us more about it, and I mean, how the ecosystem is benefiting from it?
Sure. Thank you very much. I will start with big thanks to Startup Moldova for all your efforts in supporting ecosystem overall. And of course, all governments, all donors, all our partners' efforts are highly appreciated. EBRD is here to complement all these efforts. And it is done by implementing the Star Venture program. To stay efficient, I have a proposal. Please open EBRD.com website, and I will just walk you through the eligibility criteria, because open call is running right now. So let's stay efficient and to ensure the impact of this event. I will walk you through the process, but also I will share some insights with startups, because there is something that is not written on the website. So it will be very useful for you to be prepared, and why not to apply today, COB. So you will find there on the EBRD.com, you can Google Star Venture, EBRD Star Venture program, and you will find it. We are targeting, or we are aiming to support high potential startups by a dedicated set of tools to ensure their scalability and to ensure that they will grow further. When it comes to eligibility criteria, it's very important that we are inviting actually innovative and scalable tech-driven startups to apply to this program, because actually we are aiming to select only 5 startups within a cohort. Competition is quite tight. But here we are, it's a dedicated program, and we are really aiming to support the best startups and the most scalable business models. You have to qualify as an SME under the SME EU definition. We are accepting startups with a turnover of less than €1 million. Of course, you have to be majority owned by a Moldovan citizen and to have operations in Moldova. And please ensure that you are committed to participate within the program for a period of 24 months. So, dear founders, if you are not good executors, please find some before applying to the Star Venture program. Then you can find our offering for startups, and by clicking there, you will find the whole palette of tools, of instruments that you can use being part of Star Venture program. As I told you, the application process is running right now. You can apply by 25th of April. And each startup will have a budget of €50,000 to benefit from a set of instruments. Like, for example, you will start with business diagnostic workshops. Business diagnostic workshop is actually a series of 4 workshops or 4 online meetings with representatives from University of Cambridge Institute for Manufacturing. Please be aware that they will keep you engaged. You will have a lot of homework to prepare, but by offering you this opportunity to participate at this business diagnostic workshop, we are actually trying to help you to understand what are your startup key growth opportunity. And the team will help you to build actually your path within the program so that you will have a better understanding from which areas should you receive mentoring, in which areas should you focus when it comes to business advisory support and stuff like that. Once you will complete the business diagnostic workshops, you will be invited to mentoring part. So actually this mentoring part we are implementing within the program with our partners from SeedStars and Dozen. SeedStars is a global startup supporting company, while Dozen is an online platform that will help you to match with potential mentors, will help you to organize video calls, keep track of your agendas, and of course to ensure that your KPIs are well monitored. Business advisory. Based on the outcomes of those business diagnostic workshops, you will have a better understanding in which areas you have to focus more and in which areas you have to invest potentially more. Being this in marketing by developing, for example, a better, corporate image. Being this in IT, for example, you will have a better understanding that you have to implement a kind of ERP or CRM. Being this in identifying new partners from other markets, for example, if you aim to explore some new markets and grow beyond the Republic of Moldova market. When it comes to business advisory, it means that EBRD is covering 100% of the cost of a consultancy project in whatever area you will decide together with consultants from business diagnostic workshops. But guys, VAT is on you. Please be aware that the VAT part you will have to cover from your own resources. Another tool or another opportunity for you as part of a Star Venture program would be access to finance. Please note that direct finance from EBRD to your startup is not guaranteed, but we are there to help you to better prepare your pitch, to better understand how you have to present your business idea to potential investors, and we are there to eventually match you with, potential funds or potential investors. We have the resources, we have our colleagues from other countries, we can put you in contact and we can facilitate actually this investors attracting stage. Next one is access to market. What does it mean? Actually, it means that as part of the program, you can receive financial support to go and, I don't know, to visit, to attend international conferences. This being, for example, Innovex, Web Summit, GTEx, How to Web, or some other international events. You can propose these events. There is nothing that you are imposing on you. You know better where you have to go to make most of, I don't know, your experience. So you are just telling us, I don't know, I want to go, I don't know, to Ireland, for example, or some other place. There is a conference. We are, by the way, we have I have my colleague Corina Coțofan. She is Terventure local coordinator, and she is there actually for you to help with all, let's say, papers, preparation, if you plan to go and to visit some international conferences. And as part of a program, you receive financial support for per diems, actually for how many days you are planning to be there. And we are covering also air travel costs. Of course, some other opportunities are also present, like for example, cloud credits and e-learning. More information you can find on the website I just told you. Just be aware that this year we are onboarding already third cohort. This means that we will have 15 Star Venture members in our portfolio. If you need some practical feedback, please go and ask Fagura, Surftalk, Unde, City Farm, Langley, yeah, Energy Solaris. This is just what I can remember right now from those 10 already supported startups in the country. We are a small team, but we are here for you to help you to implement all these funds. And I don't know, I will still be here if any questions.
Thanks so much, Maria, for the very convincing selling pitch and the great examples of Fagura and the other startups from Moldova which benefited already from your support. Julien, you, as part of your program, you have recently welcomed 2 women-led startups from Ukraine to a big accelerator in France, which is called Wilco. This is one example of our work to bridge the gaps between the EU and the region. Can you tell us more about this, please?
Yeah, I think that actually one of the startups is present in the summit. Katarina from Hidratico is here, so if you can meet with her, you'll see how dynamic she is, and she can also explain about her experience in Wilco. Yeah, it's one part of the connections we want to facilitate between ecosystems in France, Europe, and the Eastern Partnership countries. It's one example, a startup collaborating with an incubator, but there's much more. Once again, our objective is really to work with all the different components of the ecosystem. So as a startup, you can be connected with other startups for co-develop together. You can also benefit from the connection with labs. You can benefit from the connections with corporates. They have a problem, you can be part of the solution. You can be connected with investors. So I mean, possibilities all around the ecosystems between different countries. This is the case in that sense, in the other one, but it's also the case in the region. And I would like to emphasize also on that, because when you're facing a challenge on your market, going from local to regional and potentially to global, but the intermediate is the region. We are working also in this part of Eastern Partnership countries. We do believe that there's also an interest to connect the dots between these ecosystems and potentially to have a triangle with EU on the other hand. So, I mean, possibilities are very numerous. It obviously depends on the sector where the startup is positioned. So some markets might be more attractive than others.
So we may also provide some specific kind of support depending on the verticals. It depends if it's a product or a service. The approach is not necessarily the same. The intensity of research and development. So our kind of support can be fully tailored into that, mobilizing the right and suitable actors on one side or the other one. And once again, it's the effort of the support we are providing aims to be as comprehensive as possible. So mobilizing a startup is also mobilizing its ecosystem. It's also raising the awareness of its government. It's also facilitating, once again, connections for the investors that might be interested by this startup. So we are really opening the 360, that's what I was mentioning, and we can tailor our approach together with the startups and the members of the ecosystems.
Great, thanks, Julien. Another question for Milda, because we just mentioned this work of making real connections between ecosystem players in the region and in the EU. This is definitely a win-win strategy that we have. Can you share any success story that you have from your experience in that sense? Thanks.
So I can share with you a couple of stories for startups coming from Central Eastern Europe and how we connect them to the European markets. If you enter EIT Food website startups, EIT Food startups, you will see 200 stories coming from Europe and how we connect them. So I already mentioned Ulmana. Now we are working with the Polish innovators. They started actually activities in EVA project, Women Entrepreneurship in Rural Areas. And she, PhD student in food science, she was looking for a product that she could use for vegan cheese. And she came up with Serio, name of the company, and Seren's Polish cheese. So it's very nice marketing. So she spent with us 6 months in mentoring, one-to-one. We brought her to different conferences so she could learn a little bit about marketing, validation, tech validation. Now she, after competing pitches, she was also participant of Sales Booster, entering to different markets of EU. And now her products could be found in the Carrefour in Poland. So this is the story on one person. She built the business with her husband, partner at the time, so it's family business now. But when you enter to our website, you will see 200 stories. We are working very closely also with researchers, and especially here in Western Balkans, Moldova. So in our booth, you also find information about InfraBooster. We are preparing research institutions to pitch the ideas and also provide the product as a service to you, to startups, to SMEs.
Thanks a lot, Milda. I see that time is running out, but maybe time for a very last question to all of you, and very short one as well. If you have one piece of advice to the young audience that you see here, how can they really navigate the big ecosystem that we have in the European Union, how they can take advantage of the opportunities that you just mentioned, besides going on the websites? I mean, one piece of advice, and starting with you, Maria.
Piece of advice. Interesting question, but I think, okay, maybe it's my personal advice for you, like startups. Stay focused. Don't be afraid to try. Don't be afraid to apply. And please dedicate more time to explore opportunities, because there are a lot of opportunities. And don't do it on your own, because I believe that we are all here to support you. And I see we have even volunteers here today. So maybe, I don't know, don't be afraid to ask for help and support. Just give us a call.
Great, very straightforward, thanks. Julien.
Yeah, well, I believe in people. So, I mean, connect with people who knows. And there's people who knows. I mean, we have a very clear example on the stage here today with these two fantastic programs. People, develop your network, stay tuned. I mean, there's things moving on all the time. So through people, you will catch the right information. And once again, if you are considering the complexities of applying, there's also support to apply. So I mean, don't be shy. That would be a disaster to miss such opportunities. So two words. I mean, people and network, and move yourself into staying tuned to the right information. Whatever the sector, whatever the vertical, whatever the country. So, I mean, in Moldova now, it's boiling. I mean, it's quite clear since this morning. There's a lot of opportunities to catch. So catch them. I mean, try, fail again, and then success will arrive too. That's the same for all the opportunities that you will have, also in collaborating with EU programs.
Thanks a lot, Julien. And you, Milda, what would you advise?
I agree with what was said. I think the network is a power, peer-to-peer, and also having the good mentor, expert who will guide you through part of your path. I do believe that there is no innovation without collaboration, and you have to be open also for somebody who will advise you. And also what is difficult for me, like pitching. Like, for example, I have to pitch to my mom what I'm doing. She still doesn't understand. I'm knowledge triangle in agri-food sector. What does it mean? So pitch your ideas in front of like safe environment to your mom, to your grandma. They love you. They will listen to you. But then the pitch to investor, it's very, like admire all of you who are doing that, because this is like 1 minute, half a minute, and you have to pitch like whole concept of your product. And please think about how your solution product has impact, how you measure the change that you're putting to the market. So yeah, those will be mine.
Thanks a lot, very insightful. I think we can wrap up with this panel. I would like to thank you very much. And maybe on my side, just to conclude, I mean, one takeaway that I take from this discussion, I think, is that from the European Union side, there are different countries, organizations involved, not only, of course, the European Commission, but many opportunities available for the Moldovan ecosystem. We are really scaling up this support. So what you see on the stage here is one example of projects very targeted at building the ecosystem. In my introduction, I mentioned on the macro level this economic growth plan, 1.9 billion euros. So again, a historical opportunity for the Moldovan ecosystem. And also I have to mention that Moldova is associated to other big European programs called Digital Europe, Horizon Europe. So this also provides for other opportunities. So we are all wearing the same shirt. I think Ben said that I'm a football fan. So we are all wearing the Team Europe shirt. And I hope you will be also wearing this shirt. We welcome you all in our team. We need you, your creativity, your ambition. So please join the team. Thanks for your attention. And I wish you a very good and fruitful rest of the day. Thank you.